And now let's go ahead and stand up all the way. And then as we sit down, just journey into that nice sweet spot, sinking your weight, your center of gravity, and imagine it as a ball below your feet. And connecting the crown of the head, and lengthen all of your bones in both directions. And don't forget that piece of internally rotating, and even these two bones in the front, feeling like they are slightly internally rotating and connecting. Just like the wrists, like we do with our wrists, you're slightly doing it here in your mind. And then we'll start rotating our whole body. And if you can, try to still keep those connections. So as you rotate to one side, the outside leg is still internally rotating. Keep your nose over your dantian. That's nice, Lisa. Yes. Seems like you're rather vigorous with this. Can we be a little less vigorous? Just sort of let them float. Almost like you're swimming through a thick substance. That's better. That's better, thank you. Okay, very nice. And then coming back to the center. And floating the hands up. And create those connections now. The thighs slightly internally rotated. As your elbows sink down, your center of gravity sinking below the earth. That looks nice, Janet. Then circle, so you might recall the figure eight. So feel the figure eight in your foot, around the outside of the foot to the ball, I don't know what, they're metatarsal heads. Then around to the center, to the back of the heel, around the outside of the foot. Very much mirroring what your arms are doing, but it starts in the feet. Nice, Janet. Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay, Camille, connect your hands, inflate them a little bit. That's it. And Diane, if you'll bring your elbows out a little further away from you, as though your arms are resting on a counter and you're sweeping away all of the junk on the counter. That's it. Good. And hand position. So your hands are the palms of the hands facing the same direction. And then you gradually turn your body, the hands turn, and now they're facing the same direction. That's nice. A couple more. That's better, Lynn. Very nice. Your hands positioned better, yeah. And then coming back to the center. And let's sink that gravity, that center of gravity, down, 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 down. And your body is expanding up. Very nice. And now we'll go right into our halataxi. So create a nice rounded shape here, and your elbow connected to your knee. Make sure that you're making a mental connection here, and this elbow is connecting to this knee. Once you have your shape, sync your gravity. Good. And then just move the whole thing. To change direction, sort of shift that weight over to your right a little bit in your mind. The opposite side of where you're. So if you're with me, you would drop the right side, and that switches the arms. So if you're successful in feeling your center of gravity down in the earth, then imagine it as a ball, and you're rolling that ball underneath you, and that's what's turning your whole body. It's a beautiful transition, John. Yeah. Good, Jerry. Feet first. Feel the feet turn, then everything goes. That was nice, Phyllis. That was a beautiful one, Camille. Nice transition and connection. Yeah, okay, and now let's come back to the center. Now, again, where's that center of gravity? And chances are it's kind of lifted up, so, good. And now with our feet. As you sit down on that supporting leg, I believe this would be your left leg, I'm not sure. Then make sure this quad is not pressing forward. You're sitting down on that chair. There's so many birds out here, and some of them are hitting the windows. Make sure that you're aligned. So the knee is over your big toe. And aligned with that quad, and your quad is oriented vertically. There's no bend out. Soften the middle of the quad. Lengthen the spine. Connect your elbows. And then turn to your back corner first. Release into the earth to change direction. Your front thigh is getting longer and longer and longer. Be aware of the angle of your nose, if it's slightly up or slightly down or to the sides. Just lock that in, and that will help to keep your jade pillow nice and open. And now, can you become aware of the space around you and how your body occupies that space? And then feel as if your body is expanding and entering into the space around you, filling the room. There is no limit to how much you can expand into the space around you. And then we'll come back when you're ready. Check in with that center of gravity. Sink it down. So imagining that ball underneath your feet, deep under the earth, and roll that ball. And as you do, we'll go into our drinking water. Feel the crown of your head still gently holding up the sky, and your whole spine lengthening in opposite directions. Your lower quads sinking and your upper quad gently lifting. Middle quad soft, receiving. And dip your bowl in that beautiful water and roll the whole ball. Your thighs are still lengthening in each direction. And now your lower legs lengthening, and your feet. And as you bring that bowl towards you, imagine your elbow lengthening forward and your shoulder quad lengthening back. And literally swallow and trace that saliva all the way down. And put your awareness in the energy between your hands and imagine moving it into your body through the center of your body. And we'll do another. Your fingers getting longer, the arches of your hands getting deeper. The toes and heels getting longer, and the arches of your feet getting soft and deeper. Dip your bowl. And feel the energy between your hands, between your fingers, between the space of your forearms and your upper arms, across your chest. Release those elbows and your center of gravity sinks down. And swallow. And moving that energy through the center of your body. Releasing tension. And now we'll float our hands up and connect this energy that's flowing. And as though you've got a magnet between your hands and you're just gently pulling that magnet, feeling that resistance. And as you do, your fingers are getting longer and migrating towards each other, and the arches of your hands are getting deeper. The arch in your wrist, between your forearms, your upper arms, and across your chest. And then as you bring your hands together, imagine that lengthening of every bone in opposite directions. Yeah, nice. I kind of feel as though when I'm pulling my hands apart, I'm drawing the energy in like bringing it up through a straw into the center of my bones. Go ahead and do one more. And then when you're ready, come back together. Very nice. Center of gravity. Connecting your knees, the front of your quad. And now open up into a nice big hug. Sink your elbows down. Turn your whole body a comfortable distance without twisting. That's right. Nose not up or down or side to side, right in that middle part. Now turn the ball underneath your feet and keep the arms equidistant. They're just along for the ride. That's nice, Lynn. Yeah. Lengthen the thigh, that outside leg. Rather than thinking of lifting the arm up, feel like it's being held by something and you're resting the elbow down on something. It's being supported. So turn the feet, sink the elbow, float the hand of the front arm. Turn the feet, sink the elbow, float the hand, and then everything rotates. And this is another big expansive move. Imagine your arms are able to get longer and longer, like Gumby arms. Your legs. And that the space in between each joint is opening. There you go. The space in between the vertebrae of your neck opening. Nice. That's beautiful. From the feet first, Joan. So feet, then arms. That was better. And we'll do one more. Very nice, and coming back. Sense your center of gravity, slight internal rotation of those thighs. Sink into the earth. Resting your hands and holding the ball. And begin turning. So your elbows connecting in front. Try not to allow this bottom arm to shrink back. And then turn the earth, turn the steering wheel. Connecting your elbows. There's almost kind of a little bit of a slight squeezing of the elbows, slight. Let that top elbow sink down, as if you're cradling the ball. And you want surface contact between the hand and the forearm. Then, as you switch it, let that elbow sink down, the one that's on top, and let it have contact, friction contact with your ball. So that you're not just, if you were to change direction, you're not just doing it with the contact of the hand, it's the whole forearm press using the friction on the ball. That's it. Do it from the feet first, then roll the ball. See, if your elbow is up, you're exposed here and you're not as rooted as you could be. Let that elbow down, almost like it's dangling from the wrist. Yeah, you're fine, Camille. There you go, DG. Now lower the whole thing, Lynn. Lower it down. Yeah, that's nice, Jerry. Feet first. Wow, that was really nice, Cheryl. Janet M., I'd like to see your stance a little narrower, maybe, and make sure you're getting the weight shift. There you go. And we'll do one more. All right, can everybody just freeze right there? If your arm is here, and reach over and feel your upper trap. That's this muscle up here. And what's it doing? If it's firing, then you're holding this arm up. Now grab your wrist and just let your elbow hang. And yeah, I mean literally just let it hang. So that if you were to let go, your arm would drop. Okay? And now tune into your muscles and how they feel. That's what it should feel like. Then gently let go and hold your ball. Right. Okay, let's do it to the other side. So switch, get set up. And even lift your elbow up just 2 or 3 inches. And well, let's see, that didn't fire my traps. Maybe it's the lats that something is lifting up. I should know this. Anyway, this is not right, okay? This is gonna be up. So grab your wrist, let the elbow hang down. If you're really skilled at this, literally if you let go of your wrist, your arm would just flop down. That's how you're just hanging it and holding it. Yes, okay? Now just imagine your elbows resting on something so that if you let go, it's not gonna flop down, it's gonna be supported. Feel that, and that's how you should feel. When you're, yes. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so see if you can just, don't even think about the transition from one side to the other, just pretend you know how to do that perfectly. And then get here and hold that wrist, or imagine you're resting your elbow. Feel that nice sensation. This is rooting you. That's it, good. Switch to the other side and kind of let go, be rooted, not holding up. Yes, that's much better. That's much better. All of you. Very nice, good. And we'll come back to the middle. All right, we'll do our circling of the ankles. So it's like you're just becoming this nice ball. A feeling of roundedness everywhere, from the palms of your hands on your knees, your shoulder qua opening and nice and rounding, your chest soft, and then begin rolling that ball between your 2 feet, or rather under your feet. And play with where you're placing your center of gravity and see how it changes the dynamics of this. Make sure your nose is not tilting up. And you'll go 10 each direction. And then as you finish, you can do your little gentle stretch, keeping your knees bent. Imagine your upper back is broadening. And as you come up, your feet lengthen, your lower legs lengthen, your thighs lengthen, your spine lengthens, both directions. Your clavicles, your arms, neck. And now let's separate our feet. And I would suggest too that, or invite you to play with the distance you separate your feet, because I found that I had them too separate and it was pushing, I was fighting myself. So just the slightest alteration, you might find a better sweet spot. You're standing up. And then let's place that center of gravity. Imagine it deep under the earth as you sit down. The arms float. Roll the whole thing. Holding up the sky. And then let's stand back up. We'll do 2 more. Feel as though somebody is lifting your arms for you. You're just letting them lift. That's it. And now, feel those arrows lengthening in all directions, forward, back, through the shoulder claw. And one more. Somebody's lifting your arms for you. And a slight squeezing here, like you're just bringing those elbows. Now we'll begin the whole thing again and we'll move into lotus. Weight shift to your left. As you roll the body, roll the arms. Weight shift and lengthen that back thigh. Hold the bowling ball. Keep this thigh lengthening. Bring it all back together as one unit. Make sure you're not pushing off that leg. So maybe a shorter step. So you stay seated in your chair and you're just turning in the chair. The chair is still the same height and you bring it back. That was much better, yes, thank you. And we'll turn. So I think of it as sort of a bench. I'm sliding forward on the bench, but my back leg, I want it to be rooted into the ground. And then my bench becomes sort of a curved chair and this leg still stays bent and I'm in my chair and I bring the foot, yeah, that was it, nice. So if your tailbone had a little marker on it, they would be drawing these lines and the pressure of the marker would remain consistent. There wouldn't be a light portion of the line. Might become a little more heavy in that line at the end when you begin to rotate and turn. That's your sink, turn, expand. But it doesn't become lighter. Okay, here we go. One more to each side. That was nice. That was a beautiful transition. Make sure that your arms float up only because you've got this momentum going. It's not arms and then body. I saw a little bit of that. So it's kind of just like our opening form. They're related. The more my body sinks down, my arms float up. Keep your tailbone drawing in the line on your chair or your bench. And then back to the center. Very nice. All right, and now we'll do our bicycle wheel. So it's just a different expression of turning this energy through the body and out. Well, I think of it as narrower and more vertical with a very slight tilting. Here we are, sitting down, sink that gravity, center of gravity. Release, connect here. Turn the feet and the body turns. And imagine as that arm that's in front comes out that you're not sending arrows all that way, you're dividing it like I talked about last week. This will balance you. Connect the two hands. They are one. Remember my rubbing the balloon analogy to get that static electricity going? You're not rubbing one hand up and then later the other hand down. It's the same time rolling that balloon, getting that static. There we go. Yeah, now your nose. Don't look down, please. Yeah, good. Can y'all turn sideways for me one way or the other? And you can just keep going. Yeah, don't worry about me. You don't need to look at me. Just continue through. Okay, all right, very nice. And then when you're done, you can come back into placing that center of gravity, emptying your body, and expanding. All right, so one of my helpful reminder people will help me remember. We'll work on that particular form next week. Waving hands in clouds, opening up your body, and again that feeling of somebody holding your wrist and your elbows are just hanging down, or that your elbows are resting on a countertop or something like that. So it's not a lifting up feeling, it's a resting down. That's it, that looks good. Now as you turn the body, the arm goes. So turn the body. The arm goes. Weight shifts slightly to the right. Then release your left quad, the hands change. Follow the momentum. Feet first. Just as you slightly roll, we talked about slightly internally rotating at the thighs and just doing it mentally mostly. I want you to also sort of rotate your hands so that they're towards each other, so you have this curve in your wrist. As I see hands out like that, you're containing your ball. They're cross-connecting, communicating. That's better. Yes, very nice. Now you might feel a little more of that energy circulating. Open your shoulders. That was nice, Diane. Yeah, put your awareness down at your feet. Don't even worry about your arms. Feel your feet doing the figure eight or rolling and rotating the whole body. And that your body follows the feet. Yes, that gives context to the arms, not the other way around. So that was it. That was better. Feet go, and then the body. And you're getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Now turn the ball with your feet, and then the body. And you get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and deeper into the earth, and then the feet. That's it. Nice. And we'll come back to the center when you're ready. Connecting this energy between your hands. Keep it flowing. Sync the center of gravity. Elbows heavy, and just try not to cross midline or get too close to midline with your elbows as we do our pizza, okay? And here we are. Rotating to your right, rotate to the left. Spiral, the hands sink down, follow. Left hand tucks under the elbow. Expand your ball, turn the floor, and follow through. To your right. We'll do one more to each side. And when you're ready, you can come back to the center. Two magic doors. They're in the corners, and you can't let go of one when you turn the other. You have to turn both at the same time. And you have two doorknobs under your feet in the earth, and you have to turn them at the same time. 4 doorknobs. Ready? Turning them in synchrony to open the gate. Then turn the floor first, then the spine and out through the arms. Keep the elbows heavy and resting. And then your nose, make sure that as you come to this part, your nose is not lifting up. You're not reaching too far. You can lengthen your arrows. Imagine every joint in your skeleton opening. Your hip joint, creating space there. Your shoulder joints. And we'll do one more. Check in with your breath. Where is it? Sink it down. Sink your center of gravity. Slight internal rotation. Connect the front of your pelvis. Feel as though your feet are melting into the earth. Your shin bone getting longer, your thigh bone. Your spine. And when you're ready, receive all of this high frequency energy that surrounds you. Gently pushing out the heavy energy, filling your body with the high frequency healing energy. Opening up every space, every nook and cranny in your body, and filling it with this energy. And so we take our right hand and we make a fist for strength. And our left hand open for friendship. We take our thumb and fold it in and bow it down, and that is for humility. And we join them together as we have joined together today in strength and friendship and humility. Thank you again. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you all being here.